this school on Tuesday, the 21st of June 2022. So, we were told yesterday that we would be starting in the humans in media. We're not. We're starting into it on Thursday. I don't think there's anything to talk about for the media lesson, but for the rest of the day I was reading. I finished one book, but it was one of the middle Arkham Unhinged books, because there's 4 books in the series. I finished book 3, so no review. But anyway, what was I going to say? Speaking of reading, I went to the head of year and told her about how the teacher shouted at me for reading, and she tried to justify it by saying that I have work to do for her. I don't. And like, that's bad enough, but the what she said is just shocking. So she said, I said to her, teacher shouted at me for reading. What were you reading? The thing is, about 4 years ago, I asked her, am I allowed to read comics in school? And she said, you can read whatever you want. I asked her at the start of the year, is that still true? Can I read whatever I want? She said yes, but now I can't. And then she said that, well, that rule doesn't apply now because I have work to do. But I don't, as I said. Like, she asked me if I have done the work for her, and I said yeah. Did you upload it? No, I didn't know there was a thing to upload it on, because she never creates assignments in Google Classroom, no offense to her. So I didn't know that there's a thing to upload it to, and she said, oh, do that. There you go, that'll take you a while. No, it won't. All I have to do is go to the assignment. Like, the hard part is finding out which Google Classroom is on, because there's so many English Google Classrooms. So I have to find the specific one that it was uploaded to. Then I have to go onto the assignment, hit add attachment, go to Drive, find the file, the Google Doc that I made, upload that, then hit hand in, then hand in, because there's 2 hand in buttons you need to press. That's it. I know I'm making it sound complicated, but unless I cannot for the life of me find the document or the assignment, which would be her fault, by the way, it can be done in like 5 seconds. The only problem is finding the assignment on the internet. But anyway, that's basically all I happened today. Although, apparently, you can leave early if everything is done. Like, my friend completed all his work today, and he's not done until September or August, whenever we're back. Anyway, this is Twitter as of 7 past 4 p.m. Do we really need another skinny actress in a fat suit? Is that skinny phobic? So here we're talking about Emmy Harrison West. Wait, they're rebooting Matilda? Well, so are you trying to say that, like, fat people are oppressed in Hollywood? What about Jack Black? He's quite fat and he's doing fine. He hasn't done a movie for a while, but I think that's just because he wants to focus more on his YouTube. There's a lot of fat people in Hollywood that they're not oppressed, dumbass. The reason why we get skinny people to go into fat suits is for various reasons. For me, if I were casting someone, like for this is Matilda. Matilda is an adaptation of a book, obviously, and that book has illustrations. And even if it didn't, I never actually read the book, but there's probably descriptions that Roald Dahl made for the character. Whoever the character is, I don't know. Matilda, I never watched the movie fully because we put it on in class, but we never finished it. Anyway, but like, so you describe what they look like, and then the casting director has to go out and find someone that looks like them, and the person that looks most like that description just so happens to be skinny. So what you do is you put them in a fat suit. There you go. Anyway, whoops. Transgender women banned from elite swimming competitions. FINA rules. Good. It's a good thing, because if this didn't happen, if they still allowed trans women to compete in women's swimming and other similar sports, or maybe all sports, I don't know, then the transgender athletes would have an unfair advantage. Like, that's... There are people who say that's not true, but it just is. Right? The trans athlete that got first place last year, whenever it happened, before they were competing as a woman, like when they're competing in the men's league or whatever, they were like 400th place, and all of a sudden now that they're in the women's league, they're first. Anyway, oh, Ben Stiller beating the fascist that is currently running Ukraine to try and raise support for refugees. Wow, no one cares, Ben. The last Ben Stiller movie I can think of that was made was like Zoolander 2. The only Ben Stiller movie I've ever seen is Tropic Thunder, and wow, I love that movie. That's probably the only good Ben Stiller movie ever made. Sorry, I've seen Madagascar as well, but I think he's in those movies. I don't know. Why is Elon Musk trending in England, and why am I getting recommended stuff that's trending in England when I'm not in England? Oh god. What are they putting in Fortnite now? Is this Ronan from Endgame / the Hawkeye miniseries? I don't know what Chronic is. So Epic Games is not trending. Thank God. I don't know what the effects of HRT on a woman are. I know that like that's what men take to become women, but I don't know what vice versa would do. Like, would that make a woman become a man, or would it combat the effects of the menopause? I don't think anyone's praising Jennifer Lopez for introducing her child with they them pronouns. And if you say they, like when I said they, when I was talking about that trans athlete, I didn't do it intentionally. It was a subconscious decision, and that's nothing to do with being trans. It's just this subconscious thing. Like if she came out and said they, I'm using they them pronouns, then yeah, she is using they them pronouns, but using they the way that I did is not using they them pronouns. Yeah, they're my favorite duet partner of all time. That's not using they them pronouns, dumbass. Although I could be wrong, and she could actually be using they them pronouns for her baby, and that's stupid because your baby's just gonna grow up confused. Like, there's nothing wrong with if your baby's born with a penis. There is nothing wrong with giving them male clothes and male toys, male everything. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, that is better than to grow them up gender neutral and let them decide, because that's gonna lead them to be confused. How can Ezra Miller commit a new crime every single day and not be in jail yet? The only explanation I can think of is that the Hawaii police are terrible. No comment. You're laughing, but Jesus, that was a dark episode of Mad Lads. It's not a diamond gold mine, it's a literal hole in the ground I'm guarding. Is someone going to come and steal the hole? People were sharing that I kind of read it. Bottomless pit green text, and it resonated with me since back when I did private security. This one time where my job was literally guard a big hole. There were no machines, tools, vehicles inside, the usual stuff you would need a security guard for. The only thing we were stealing was probably, excuse my stomach, was security porta cabin and maybe the portaloo. The things that were for the security guard that was not needed. It was just a big hole. I remember asking my boss why I was there, and he just said, "Look, I don't know. It's what the client asked for." I'm not reading what these two tweets say. If I use them, I would expect this from Timur, but not you. I'm a single mom, so my son gave me a Juneteenth card for Father's Day. What'd you get? A Pride Month card. Rowan Atkinson slams cancel culture as he says the job of comedy is to offend. Well, you know what? Rowan Atkinson is correct. I don't know why there's 3 question marks there. It's based. It's based. Okay, so this is hard to see because everything, this split out terribly. And I can't even tell if it's Reddit or the person that has screenshotted this. Hello, 13-year-old, I know I'm a little child, trans girl here, removed. If you're not on blockers, start them. If you're not on HRT, start HRT. As long as this won't put you at any risk of danger, etc. Do it yourself thing is also something that exists for your information. I don't think anyone should ever get HRT. Never mind making their own HRT. Also, it's a child, right? I have a feeling that this is legally considered as grooming, but I'm not gonna say that it's because I'm not certain. Puberty hasn't hit you in any way yet. It could at 13. I mean, I think there's some people will go for puberty at 12. Could be wrong. This gets real worse. You can win an avalanche pain if you stop masculine puberty in its tracks now. Yeah, but like, you know what? And I get that this won't happen for a trans person, but I'm pretty sure that what girls go through during puberty is worse. You know, with all the blood. Sorry, the fact that it's sideways, just I need it to see, and you don't need to see it because I can read it out for you. Oh wow, I just woke up and saw your nice comments. I am lazy, so I'm just gonna do this instead of individual responses. 1, I bought a bra and we'll try the sock thing, thank you. That seems kind of offensive to flat-chested people. Because you are insinuating that in order to be a woman, you need to at least look like you have big tits. And that is offensive to women who don't look like that. Anyway. Thank you, person, and all the others that mentioned it. You're also nice and I love this community. I had to psych myself up to post this because I thought some people would say crap like, you're too young to know that and stuff. Love you all so much. You are too young. Even if you're my age, you'd be young. Whether my parents and I'm wearing a skirt and makeup around them, they're not homophobic or transphobic, but they are horrid at pronouns and crabby. Mum tries, dad doesn't. My parents have the budgeting thing where they have to show each purchase to each other. I'm well with dad and I don't have the best relationship. I'm super paranoid that I'll flip out about it or something. But my mum says me and my brother should be good at money and crap when we're older, so she gave us 2 Henry cards. Sorry about the vent. Hey, so about getting bloggers to fans. First, are your parents supportive? Are you out to them? If yes, and you feel safe, talk about them. About bloggers and starting with a blogger, however. If they're not supportive, / refuse to let you go on bloggers, there are grey market overseas pharmacies that sell medication without needing a prescription. That is very shady. You should not do that even if you are 30, right? Even if you're an adult, you shouldn't be getting stuff like that because that is very dangerous. And that is definitely got to be grooming. If you are telling a 13-year-old to go to a grey market dealer for bloggers, no. If your parents aren't supportive of you getting bloggers, well, tough. Because they know what's best for you in the case of not going to a grey market. Pharmacies often run by trans women and usually take crypto with payment. Well, by trans women, do you mean trans women or do you mean old men in skirts and lipstick? You know, do they actually look like a woman? If they don't look like a woman, don't trust them. I know that's very transphobic. I don't care. You can find out more in the research by looking up r/trans DIY, but be noted / warned, do not divulge your underage status or use a throwaway account. They ban openly underage accounts to make sure that Reddit doesn't nick the sub. I hope that Reddit nicks the sub. And, well, I think it should be for moral reasons. I'm glad that r/trans DIY are banning underage accounts. Render u / eggshell cracking attempts to crack the egg of a 13-year-old boy by suggesting DIY hormone therapy and giving instructions. I skirt the no minors rule on r/trans DIY.